Yes, I did say buy at 12 and I did. And I sold it at 12 as well once it went up and then started to come back down. Now I'm out. And then because I believe based on the chart that it's going to break down and it's going to go to 10, 9, 8, somewhere in there, 8, 7, 6. I don't know. Let's see where it bottoms. And then I'm going to buy more over there. That can happen. I'm not against Doge. I'm just against losing money. I'm not against it. I still have a high thesis on Doge, but I'm just going to get a better price and I'm not going to lose money. That's all. It's just called trading. All right. We are live everywhere. Let me get up the disclaimer. That's why you cut your TTWO short. Yeah. I mean, like, you can still have your thesis, but like, just hang back. Don't lose money while things get potentially sketchy. That's all. Nobody has to die for anybody just to prove their point. Like, from the grave. See, I told you Doge would hit $1. Like, oh, serve your capital. If price goes up and then comes back down to your break even, get out. Don't ever lose money when you've been up. Don't ever lose money when you've been up. Always set your break even if you've been up, because that's just retarded. Or I guess that's a bad word to use because that's just silly. All right. Let's pull up the market and go over the market. All right. So on the weekly chart, we were talking about the other day, last week, how we were getting a swing low put in on the weekly. Sorry, a swing high. And so therefore we were getting negative. Well, we now have a swing low ascribed. And basically this can happen, this flip flopping of the swing directions whenever whenever we're ranging. And so, that's a good sign that we're ranging because we've got this going on here. Let's see if it'll draw it. There we go. Multiple flip flopping of the swing areas within one or two candles is a sign of consolidation, ranging. And so, it's hard to say whether or not we're bullish or bearish right now. Now it's really looking, like we're stuck right in the center. And it does make sense that we'd be ranging with the election coming today and results throughout the next subsequent days. So now when we go down to the daily chart, we get a little closer picture view of that. And we can see that just daily wise, we do have a swing low that seems to be holding so far and having some follow through. So, we're probably just attempting to bounce ping pong between these prior ranges. Got lots of bottoming tail action, strong bottoming tail action and support down on the bottom side and the opposite on the top side. So this whole movement here, I don't know why sometimes it's going real slow. There we go. I'm trying to draw it. It's just ping ponging back and forth. We just hit the bottom of that range and we're moving up. And I'm not going to really forecast too much beyond that, but that's the situation we're in. I can't really forecast too far beyond that because we have a major event going on tonight, today, this week, with the election. And then we got CPI numbers coming on Thursday. So any of that could cause that pause in the market and the pause in direction on the market to take direction. That's what you want to look for, you know, knowing that we've been ranging and knowing that that's the situation. If we break any of those sides, we know we're taking some direction. All right, the market's going to open in 20 seconds. Is that right? Yeah, 20 seconds. I talked all the way through it. And let's keep an eye on it. We've got some other momentum stocks we're watching as well. Let's see what happens at the open here on any of them. I like RIDE, RIDE, the most. Here we go. There goes RIDE. That's an entry on RIDE with a stop at 225, 220. No, 223 on RIDE. Stop at RIDE. Stop on RIDE at 223. Very early entry, but it is breaking pre-market high. HIMS, HIMS, if breaks 590, there it is. It's at 590. You can get in for 50 cents of 40 cents of risk to 550 stop. NVDA, it's going. It broke 148. That's an entry on NVDA with a stop at 147.50. It's pulling back pretty hard. If you enter now, you're getting it at about 148. Now 147.50 would be the stop, and it looks like it's gonna crap out. How are the other ones going there? I guess HUDI's not moving at all. I'm gonna pull up one of the other ones. RCM. Okay, RCM looks like it's bleeding. It's going to want to bleed. That's potentially what's going on RCM. And the other one was, what was the other one? Not T2. I got that up. Oh, that's your channel. Oh, cool. Trip. Trip. Trip Advisor. All right, there goes Trip. Looks like it wants the gap fill. That could go on until maybe $21. Right now it's at $19. It's popping. Trip, you're getting your entry. 1830. Stop on the downside. It's $1 from now. It's 1930. It really wants to gap fill. People want to get those travel stocks. The market is bleeding off the open a little bit. Everything looks huge right now because the market hasn't been moving very much. But this does look like we will bleed red all day. This is the type of pattern that can indicate bleeding red all day. Which is when you gap up, push up a little bit, and then bleed down, break, and turn red on the day. We may be hunting lows all day. I will take an entry short back on the pull up here. Back up to it. Right, back to the momentum stocks. NVIDIA looks like it broke your stop, but it immediately got bought up. So that's a good sign for longs on NVIDIA. At the very least, if you can get out at a better price, you can take risk off the table on that after that down move. RIDE is holding the entry, but it looks like it got to 238, came back down. That's not a good sign. It is holding. WAC's not doing much. HIMS is all the way back to almost to the stop of 550. VERU from the other day not following through. If you got some VERU overnight, cut. All right, see, there goes NVIDIA. Got bought up off of that drop, which was a good sign. And it is going now, 148.40. And that might lift the growth market a little bit, but in general, it looks like the market just wants to bleed. If it bleeds, we can kill it. Bye, Tesla. Down to the at least the 10-second market. Here we go. Okay, it's bottom and it's coming back up to my entry, which I actually will put at this little imbalance right here. I'll get it. Very nice risk reward. Don't get it, that's all right. 72. All right, I'm set up for that. We might be getting a follow through right now. I'm gonna go ahead and take some right there, just for a quick scalp. If it happens to push down further, otherwise I can get out. Back to the other stocks for a second. Ride holdings up a tiny bit, NVIDIA failing out. I exit that. A good entry for Tesla? Yeah, I'm not sure, man. A lot of people are saying short. I'm not watching it. It definitely is a good short in the long run too. If you're trying to get long Tesla, why don't you wait for the economy to bottom out first? Everybody's in a panic to get into their favorite stock at the bottom when the bottom's going to last like 6 months once it hits. You're going to have plenty of time to get in at the bottom. When the bottom bounces, it will retest and accumulate and it'll bottom. You'll have so much time. You'll have months to get in at the bottom. Don't worry about that. Yeah, NVIDIA is filling that gap up. It looks like NVIDIA wants to fill the gap up. So it's just about damn near a short now. Oh, it's short any pops. NVIDIA wants to go down. It's going with the market, basically. This will be the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th test of this level. If it doesn't break down the market from here, then I'll get out of my short. Nope, there we go. That's a nice breakdown. I do believe we're going to come back up to highs, so I'm probably going to de-risk this in just a second. As soon as I see some deceleration, just basically now. A little bit of a retest. Otherwise, I got to get out at break even. Go. So I'm out at break even on that. And then when you do that, it takes off both of your orders. That. Put a sell order in at 11:062. Yeah, 15-second imbalance. And let me check multiple time frames. On the 1 minute, we got a large imbalance. On the 2 minute, same large imbalance. 5 minute, large imbalance. So yeah, that's definitely going to try and get targeted. I'm going to go put this closer to where I had it. 11:072. Short. And it looks like we're attacking lows today. That may be the theme of the day. That might flip at some point. We'll see. NVIDIA grinding down. T2. Boy, I hope you guys have been on T2. Not get stuck on a short thesis on T2. That is paying out. Went from 92 to 98 now. Ride. Grinding up. Doing okay. Those are the two, three interesting things moving. NVIDIA. Really strong bearish movement going on in the market right now. Not getting pulled back yet. I'm gonna have to lower my standards here to the 1 minute. As the market's so strongly bearish. But the market is putting in a pretty even 1-to-1 advanced decline ratio so far. Very interesting. $112 new highs versus 148 new lows. It's pretty equalized here. Interesting. What I mean by that is it shows that there's rotation going on. There's positioning happening. In other words, they're taking money out of one thing and pushing it into another thing, repositioning. Very interesting. You don't get those days too often, maybe once every 3 weeks, get a strong rotation day. And that's what's going on right now. The VIX is rising. So we're probably going to see some pullback to the upside here. And I'm going to get my entry I've been waiting for. NVIDIA is down to 145, whatever it was. And now that the market's bottomed, you might want to cut your short if you had that. You can always get back in. Now T2 is going to get some lift from any positivity in the weather market. And ride is failing out. So we have to start. There you go. I would exit ride. And also, you should have been taking partial profits all the way and set your stop to break even as well. DWAC is going to have an announcement from Trump on Thursday. I don't know about that. Okay, that's what you heard. That kind of like any Trump connection to DWAC, that kind of old news because he pulled out. How much do I leverage on an average trade? Well, for example, when you're trading futures, um, one contract during the intraday margin costs like $100, but you're getting two shares of something that's 11,050 right now. So you're getting $22,000 of something for $100. So that's 220 to 1 leverage. That's in futures. You get really good leverage in futures. With just $100, you can really mess around. Look what else I got. Look what else I got. Yes, sir. A bunch of them here. It's not really fanning out. There we go. We got to see what happens with the Powerball this morning. Yeah, so that's not going to affect DWAC at all. Somebody else was talking about DWAC. The hurricane trading party. Mark, how is that shaping up? Is it getting bigger, weakening? Yep, same here. I'll do it again. I guess they're going to have another draw tonight, I think, or is it Wednesday? I forget. It just keeps going on and on and on. Of course, that's total bullshit that they had a supposed error in the machine right when the demand got as high as it did. I definitely do not trust those kinds of moments. Right when things get critical, an error, a quote unquote error happens. Not that for that, not that you're going to get any kind of special payout regardless. Anything this government touches is corrupt. Yeah. Ugh. And this is the way the market's going to be, huh? Boring and slow. That's what we expected. The market's going to move on just like continual exit poll confluence. This is interesting. It says best combination is a Democratic president and a Republican House. 2-year return, 41%. Interesting. Since 1950, all 18 midterm elections followed an up year for stocks. All 18, 1950, have been up from here. Benjamin says he's in West Palm. He wants to be invited to the hurricane party. What platform am I trading on? All of them. Everyone. It's not the platform. It's not the basketball. It's not the hoops. It's not the court. It's not the sneakers. So, send me a private message and I'll help show you what it is. Not which platform. I can definitely tell you different platforms, but it's not the platform that matters. Right now, I'm trading on TradingView connected to TradeStation. So I'm using two platforms in one screen. And then also I've got Thinkorswim from TD Ameritrade, Ninja Trader, Tradeovate running right here in front of me on all these screens. Fidelity, what else? Um, I've got Webull, I've got Robinhood, I've got a little bit everywhere, a little bit of everything. You name it, and I've got an account there. It's not the Jordans, that's right. Oh, the lottery winning numbers are now posted. Okay, cool. Can I check Mullen Motors? Okay. What do you want to know about it? It hasn't bottomed yet. Chris said, fuck Mullen. How was it for long term? Really sketchy and bad. Why would you want to be in Mullen? I'm guessing you have no money, and you know, because if you had a lot of money, why would you fuck with Mullen? And that's why I'm saying that. And then also, uh, so that should just tell you that, why, what the fuck are you doing? Like, there's so many better opportunities out there. I think you're probably just trading on that you heard something about Mullen, but don't trade with your ears. Trade with your eyes, and actually trade with your brain. That will be good. Actually use it. Probably good advice. You want other people to be telling you how to make money in life, or do you want to learn for your fucking self? I know that company. Don't do it, says Chris. Fuck Mullen. Carl says his neighbor's friend's uncle and likes Mullen. Got a little bit of every opinion going around right now. All right, the market is climbing back up to potentially to my short entry. Whether it'll hold or not, we'll see. Oil at a good inflection point. Let me take a look at rates. Bond rates. All right, bond rates having a little bit of pullback today. For example, the 30 years at 4.27. It was at 4.33 yesterday. So as rates pull back, equities become more attractive. Here we go. I think we're about to get entry on short on the market. First entry right there. Put my stop above the imbalance candles. And we'll see if it sticks. Looks like it's not going to stick. We just got another entry on another system. But I think we're going to get knocked out of the trade here. Market is really having a bull moment. Putting its bullish side is quite strong, very smooth, no pullbacks. Bear side, choppy and fraught with fight. The bull side, very little fight. Oh, I hate that sound. Oh, that was the stop. Just got stopped out at the level that I put it at. It doesn't mean that we won't go short today, but boy, the bullish action is really strong. I'm going to go back and look at NVIDIA and T2 and see if they're retracing on this. Yeah, NVIDIA is going up on this bull action. T2 is about to break and run more, maybe to 104. Trip is just holding, and ride has failed out. Yep, Chris says long NVIDIA. Oh, what's up on TMV? Let me see. TMV pullback, yeah. So exit that for now. You can always get back in. We're getting a first reaction up here near the top to play out a little bit, but we could actually get short up here. With that much bull action, I gotta see it. I gotta see the fight get lost first. NVIDIA continuing, it's at 147 off of something like a 146.20 shelf entry long. The fight continues on the market. Okay, this is a little sign right here. Take that. Short. And my stop on my other system held. We'll see. I think there's going to be a strong bull bear fight. This. What indicators do I use on a day-to-day basis? RSI and the moving averages, and then price action. So price levels, price action analysis. And I'm probably leaving something out. NVIDIA pulling back on the market popping. The market was not able to make a higher high just by a smidge. Whereas we were easily able to make lots of lower lows sequentially. The market was not able to make sequential higher highs. So that means high side is weak, low side is strong. Bears strong, bulls weak. I did not see that on that rally. Oh, I don't fully trust. We got multiple theses going on here. Thesi. I got out of TMV, Chris, for now. Maybe it'll take a couple days to, put in another sag, a little lower, with a higher low. But that's fine. That'll give us a lower entry. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with taking a little loss now to get a better entry, or when it retests the cheat area, I'll already have quadrupled my loss that I had to take today, which was like $40 on my last entry. What was that? Oh, just got stopped out, I think. So we did just now make a higher high. Lightly higher high. And not a ton of conviction. Let's see if it follows through. No, not very good follow through on that higher. All right, I'm just going to exit, de-risk my position right there. $5 loss, that's fine. Gush stopped out also? Well, for you, I'm still in it. I see. Okay, you know what? The futures on oil are slightly better, I guess you could say. I don't know how Gush is constructed because I know it is oil and gas exploration. Gush is, maybe too much industry mixed in with oil, but raw crude oil, um, not doing such a violent pullback. All right, the market is now going down. Perhaps I'll take a reject entry. Get it? I'm not going to chase. 1106,825. Looks like it's about to happen. 1108. Hit that, but let's see what happens. Pretty close here on the pullback to this imbalance. On the 5-second chart, it might not even be showing up on the 1 minute. Just filled some of the imbalance on the 1 minute, but it didn't get it all filled. It goes high as 1106.7, maybe not 8. Might work. Oh, there we go. I got that fill. Okay. Okay, good. All right, so I'm back short. See what comes of it. The idea now is to target the low of the day. And then as far as the stop, a little bit higher than the highs. Let's see. $125 for $44 a risk. And I've got that going on across multiple accounts. What's a better oil ETF than Gush? Because Gush has too much exploration in it. What's a better raw oil ETF? I've got everybody here. I just don't recall right now. I could do my research and find it. If anybody has, I think it's one called like oil something, oil C or something. Justin says he likes VDE. Let's see. That's energy. That's like XLE. And certainly that's been doing good. But that's not oil. Yeah, USO. Thank you. US. There's UCO and USO. Now that I remember. There we go. So Chris, USO, that's a much tighter correlated. And then let me check UCO. Same. Either way. 63% year to date on UCO. 41% on USO. So I would go UCO. Stronger returning correlation. UCO. Yeah, Justin. Yeah, no, but I'm looking for like more raw oil correlation. That UCO is perfect. I don't know why Gush. Is there not a 3x leveraged oil ETF? out there. Three X leveraged NRGU. Mike, the big oil index, 3X leveraged NRGU. Let's see. Okay, this one also, I believe, has exploration in it. All right, this trade playing out. I'm going to move my stop down at least above this high here, tighten it up a little bit. 1180. Not quite break even stop yet. But the risk has been reduced in half and the reward doubled. I would go with UCO. So, but what I wanted to do now is just type oil 3X and look at a couple of these. Oil U. I think that's the one that I've used in the past. No, that also includes exploration. Oil 3X. That's pretty much it, I guess, unless there's a 2X. That's gush, but that includes exploration. Yeah, so just UCO. That's what you got. You know, you could get options on UCO if you need that more leveraged. UCO. They look very identical, at least over the last like 8 months of data. Oh, and we might be getting stopped out here. And if I do get stopped out, I'm gonna cool it off from there. Not because I don't like losing. Losing is how you're gonna get your wins. You actually lose more than you win in trading frequently. But because it means that we're probably just ranging and we're not getting direction. And if there's no direction, you can't make money. There's no reward. If there's no direction, there's no reward other than the one-to-one risk reward. And that's just not useful. Oh, thanks. My most memorable trade. I mean, I really liked a trade 1 or 2 years ago where I made, I can't even remember now because I've told this story so many times. I could go back and verify the exact number, but it was across multiple accounts and it was something like 31,000 plus another 5 or 10, something like 40,000 in one trade one day, and then took the family to CarMax and we went and we bought a family car. That's just fun, you know, when you make a huge trade like that and then go buy a car, whether or not for you, that's a, you know, you do it as a dad and you get a family car, or whether you do it as a single person and get a Lambo. Either way, it's just as exciting, trust me. Because as a dad to get a Lambo, just yeah, that doesn't make total sense. I mean, that's a detached dad, in my opinion. We got the family car. Yeah. Um, but yeah, yeah. And that can be a good thing to do too. Not that a car is an appreciating asset. You should really think about appreciating assets. But you know, if you get a windfall, go convert it into something tangible asset that'll last a few years at least if it depreciates. And even better, an appreciating asset. You know, don't just keep it at risk the same as it was the day before. You get a little windfall, go convert it into a tangible asset. It was a minivan. It sure was. Can't remember. I think we've had a lot of cars. I think it was a Honda Odyssey, but I have a Chevy Traverse now, and I love it. Love the Chevy Traverse. I want to look. I'm going to go look at the Powerball winning numbers. Not that I'm going to check mine right now. Definitely not doing that on the air. but because I wanted to see if my manual pick would have won, because the machine I was at wouldn't allow me to do manual pick. It would only allow me to do quick pick. All right, came back up and we tested that high. So now I'm going to lower my stop to break even roughly, because at this point you have a second chance at life. Pulled back through my stop, didn't get stopped out, but now I'm happy to get stopped out if we don't get continuation at break even, because I can always get back in. Yeah, the winning numbers are out. You just type Powerball into Google and it puts them right up for you. And you know I'm curious as fuck, but I'm not going to look at it right now. So what we have, look, if you really examine it, look, people who can see my screen, a very interesting thing here. Okay, we have lows that continually got weak, but we have highs that never uh, got stronger. Highs are, I guess you could say, lows that got stronger. Okay, the lows got stronger. Breaking lows, the bears, bearish, 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 right? The bulls couldn't really get that the same thing to happen. It's been weak, weak, weak. Now that could change. It could whip to the upside and the whole thing could recalculate. But at the moment, at the very moment, and I could get kicked out of my trade right now, we have weak bulls as indicated by their top, and we have strong bears as indicated by their bottom. So I still think, regardless if I get chopped out of this trade or not, so far we're in, we could fake out on the top here and then pull back down, but so far we're pretty much indicating that the bears are stronger than the bulls today. But we're talking about a pretty rangy day where nobody wants to make any moves. So however, I do think that that helps aid you in potentially getting a trade that goes and tests the bottom. There we go. I think I'm about to get out, about to get knocked out of my trade. I got out at break even there. No big deal. Happy to get out at break even. And there we go. I'm out of the other trade at break even as well. So yeah, nothing ventured, nothing gained, and nothing lost now too. So that's good. You manage your trade and you can get many of your trades that were at a risk to be at no risk. It's all about the managing of the trades, really. I mean, you don't necessarily have to predict much. You can just get in and play, let's flip coins all day. And then if you manage your risk and your reward, actually come out ahead. All right, that's going to be it for me on the market. I'm going to go hit the gym and grab some breakfast. Trip is starting to curve up. It's at 19. Could break high of the day at 1940. It's got all the way to 24 to go to pre-market wise. Maybe it gets to 21. We'll kind of target 21. You're welcome, RJ. Yeah. All right, you guys. Thanks, and see you back in the group and later today. And keep an eye on exit polls. Alert. I think it was on DWAC. DWAC is moving fast, I guess. Watch DWAC break over 28. That could be an entry. 28. DWAC 28. Could go to 35 or something if it breaks that. And then watch your risk side. Otherwise, that's not a worthwhile trade if your risk is bigger than your reward. Okay. Catch you.